In this video, we will be taking a look at 8 awesome upcoming PC RPGs. This list will include both exclusive and multi-platform titles. Let's get right into this. Number 8, the Technomancer. The Technomancer is a science fiction action RPG by Spiders. Those are the guys that developed Mars Warlogs, and similarly to that game, the Technomancer will also take place in Mars. The game is set during the War of Water, 200 years after humans colonized Mars. You play as a Technomancer and are on the run from the secret police. The game features many ways to play, with the developers touting that every mission can be played and completed in different ways. The overall setting and aesthetics of the game look top-notch. It's nice to see a brand new and unique IP in the RPG scene. The Technomancer releases sometime this year.
Combat. The Guardian stance offers a chance to defend, parry, and bludgeon your way through the Red Planet, equally infusing your weapon with the power of electricity to buff your blows. Further moves.
Number 7, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Few would think that a South Park RPG would be good, but 2014 South Park: The Stick of Truth blew everyone away. Whether you are a fan of the show or not, The Stick of Truth offered some of the most hilarious moments in a video game ever, and it captures the essence of South Park with its crude humor, the graphics, and overall design. Now we have the sequel, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. We still don't know much about the game yet. Obsidian won't be developing the game this time around, rather Ubisoft San Francisco. And we do know that the game will follow the same layout of the previous game, where you play as the new kid joining the children of South Park. South Park: The Fractured But Whole releases this year. Number 6, Kingdom Come: Deliverance. Possibly one of the most technically impressive games releasing this year, Kingdom Come: Deliverance is being developed by Warhorse Studios. The game is set in the 15th century medieval kingdom of Bohemia, and it focuses on historically accurate and realistic content. The game also uses a classless RPG system, allowing players to customize their skills and take any role they want and develop their character how they want to. You play as the son of a blacksmith whose family has been killed by an invading army. The protagonist seeks revenge and ultimately desires to restore order to his land. And as I said, expect this game to be a technical achievement. The game is running on the CryEngine, and what we've seen so far is at a very high level graphically. Kingdom Come: Deliverance is expected to release sometime this year.
What do you do with that weapon in your hand? That's forbidden. Put it away.
Number 5, Mass Effect Andromeda. BioWare is one of the most respected video game developers today. They've crafted some of the best RPGs ever with games such as Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, Dragon Age Origins, and Baldur's Gate. But none has resonated with fans as much as Mass Effect. The original Mass Effect trilogy are 3 of the most beloved games ever, and had it not been for the third game's lackluster ending, Mass Effect could very well be regarded as the best video game series ever. Now we move on to the next game in the series, Mass Effect Andromeda, a game that we hardly know anything about, and yet gamers are absolutely stoked for it. We do know that the game takes place long after the events of the first 3 games and obviously is set in the Andromeda galaxy. The game will also be running on the Frostbite 3 engine. Unfortunately, due to a delay, the game will now be released in 2017, but man, we can't wait for it. Number 4, Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is the latest in From Software's brutal action RPG series, and it's actually expected to be the last game in the series. Dark Souls has gained a lot of popularity on PC since the release of the original game back in 2012. The only real cause for concern has been the shoddy ports. The port of the first game was an absolute disaster, and a fan was actually responsible for fixing the game up. The second game was better, but also had its share of imperfections. Now with the third game, hopefully they get this port right. Dark Souls 3 will add many new gameplay refinements. You can check out our 10 things you must know about Dark Souls 3 video to get a more in-depth look at the game. The wait is almost over, as Dark Souls 3 is set to release on April 12th. Number 3, Mount & Blade 2: Bannerlord. Bannerlord is a prequel to Mount & Blade Warband taking place 200 years prior. Mount & Blade 2 receives a much-needed facelift from the 6-year-old Warband. The game's visuals have been greatly improved, having better shading, higher detail, and more realistic animations with the utilization of motion capture. Gameplay has also received an upgrade with a new inventory interface and better AI. The siege system has also been improved. Mount & Blade is one of the PC's premier exclusives, so expect Bannerlord to gain a lot of traction as we get closer to its release. The game is scheduled to come sometime this year. Number 2, Divinity: Original Sin 2. 2014's Divinity: Original Sin was one of the most well-received RPGs in the last few years. The game was a classic-style RPG that's more catered to a hardcore audience with little holding of the player's hand. It was complex, the combat was rewarding, and the story was very engaging. Now we have the sequel, Divinity: Original Sin 2. The game was once again funded by the help of Kickstarter, breaking its goal of $500,000 in less than 12 hours. In the end, all of the stretch goals were met, and over $2 million was collected. The story follows 4 sorcerers embarking on a quest to defeat the evil bishop. The game does feature 4-player co-op play, but you do have the option to play in a smaller party. Divinity Original Sin 2 is expected to release in December.
We'll be focused on maintaining the same feel while expanding on the things that you can do and the challenges you'll be encountering. We're going to try to bring you more skills, talents, abilities,
Number 1. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is the follow-up to the stellar 2011 entry Deus Ex Human Revolution. The game once again follows protagonist Adam Jensen, this time with new technology and new body augmentations. The story takes place 2 years after Human Revolution, and people have become more against augmentations than ever before, leading to those that are augmented to launch terrorist attacks. Adam must work with an international coalition to stop these terrorist attacks and deal with the shady ongoing events of the past 2 years. Expect Deus Ex Mankind Divided to build upon what made Human Revolution great, with a variety of different gameplay options, an intelligently crafted world, and a well-developed story. Mankind Divided is set to release on August 23rd.
Now that we've fully engaged combat, we will show some of Adam's augmentation.
So that wraps up our list of 8 awesome upcoming PC RPGs. What do you think? Do any of these games spark your interest? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.